All right, I want to talk about some of these levels and how I'm reading the market today. I think we're in a really interesting zone, and I just kind of want to capture it on a little video. So let me break down how it is I'm seeing this market. We're on a 60-minute chart right now, and um, I want to do a little breakdown. So here's the thing: I'm still battling pneumonia, so if I'm coughing, sorry. Uh, all right, so I have these zigzag lines on. And what I'm doing is I'm just mapping out higher highs, lower lows, and then um, where we're breaking structure, right? So this is, and then I kind of like move it to reflect low volume nodes and stuff like that. Like it's not the most scientific thing in the world, but sometimes these levels really play. And I just want to talk about a couple of these levels, right? So um, this guy here, all right, so we have a all right, yeah, so this is, I guess, what we're looking at here. So we have a lower high, right? So we downtrend, make an equal high. We break this level here. That level gets drawn out. Now, I shouldn't go through all this shit just to see how we get all of this, but whatever. Going up, we have a higher low, lower high. Then we break this level. So like this guy, we could probably draw him down a little bit, but this I probably wiggled him up because there was a low volume node. Then we had this. Um, this was a really clear level. So what we have here is this was our higher high. So really this level right here is the one and not this one, not these, because we didn't put in a higher high here, right? But once we broke this, then that identified the trend. So this is a key level right here. So we could do. I'm actually gonna widen this fucker up a little bit. All right, there we go. So now we got coming down, coming down. You can see how that level's playing. Um, so this is me saying that the this level is particularly key. Um, and then we come into this chop zone here. I know this is hard to read, but we're gonna zoom in. This hopefully gonna make sense here for a second. So we're in a downtrend, right? So down, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then we take out this right here, right? So this is a key level. I've been wiggling this level back and forth between here and here. It is what it is. I think now we're putting it up a little bit higher, and we'll talk about why that's higher in a second. Lower low, higher high. That's structure break. We come down here, and this is a 725, which has been really key for me lately. So I want to break down why this level is key. And we can get rid of this VP actually. We don't really need this one right now. We don't need any of these right now. Okay, so breaking it, like I said, this could be a key level. Come down. I write on the chart, break below, uh, continuation lower, break below 725 with some volume build could be key going lower. And we break it. Then we put in a lower high. So it's at this point right here where we have this potential uptrend. And then that uptrend ends right here. So this is a 725 area, and this is key going forward. So the 725 is where we had a potential reversal come in because we put in a higher high and a higher low and another higher high, and then we took out the swing low. So I marked this on the chart. Then we put in a lower high, then we put in a lower low, and so this was a confirmation. This was the confirmation of the downtrend. And now, yesterday on the FOMC news, we put in a higher high. So it's a relationship right here. It's a relationship between this lower low, which is our identified downtrend, to our higher high, which means that we broke our downtrend, to yet another lower low. So we have an expansion here. We have an expansion in this chop zone. It could be an expanding wedge pattern. I don't know, but we have this to deal with right here. This was the FOMC candle. It happened inside this one, and if we wanted to look in the 125,000 volumetric, we could see just how nasty the price action was here, how disorderly it was. And then we sell off. And I should say that this the 27,725 level was the exact level that we were at yesterday when the FOMC hit. So that was our 1 o'clock level. And if you look this morning on the 5,000 tick chart, you can see right here. Look at that. We were right at that level again this morning for when the data came out. So this 27,725 has been absolutely key going into the day. And for these news releases. So again, this was this level that confirmed downtrend, and then and now that's in question because of this. Now, what we had in the overnight last night was we came up and we put in the swing high, and the swing high was just short of this 25 or this 725. So what that means is that this was resisting, and these are zones. These are zones that we're watching. And so we're like, 25-point zone, that makes sense. But we just took it out. We just took this out. So yet again, like this is not a confirmed swing high per se, because like we didn't put in a new low, right? So we're kind of up in this weird chop zone between what should have resisted and this wick, right? And so we have this space that kind of worked like warm butter yesterday. We just cut through it a couple times, and I don't know how to process this. Then on top of that, we have this distribution right here, and the lighter kind of blue-gray here is the 5-day rolling volume profile, and then the darker one is like 25 days or 100 days or something like that. And that is, something else that we're watching. So we have this big distribution zone right here. If I wanted to, I could draw this all the way up here, because this would be the this would be the top of that distribution zone. But I'm only drawing it up to the top of the wick, because I think that's kind of like the interesting thing. Then we have the 5-day POC up here. And then we have this area right here. And so this was a volume build that the bulls attempted and failed. So we're looking at this zone over here too. So there's a lot of interesting levels here. But the issue for today that I'm looking at is this: is that we do not have an established trend. We're leaning a little bullish because we're thinking that there could be like an interesting move here, probably coming back up and maybe testing this wick or testing this volume in here, testing this POC around like 810, right? I should do that. Okay, there we go. Then we have, yeah. So this blue rectangle right here, this is the zone. This is the zone between this swing level, if we want to call it swing level, and that key trend line area and the area that we've been at for the news. So not sure. Not sure what this means. Could we potentially have a distribution day that basically takes us from like maybe yesterday's POC, maybe 500s, 27,500, maybe up to 28,000? Is this going to be kind of our range today? It, it might, it very well could be. So this is kind of my read on the day. And let's see how it goes.